Hello everybody, welcome to Airgun Ace. Today I am joined by my friend and colleague Brad, who is the host of Backfire.
Yep, thanks for having me on.
No problem. So, Brad, you shoot a lot of firearms,
Mhm.
right? Airguns aren't exactly what you've immersed yourself in for the past lifetime, right?
Right.
But if I recall correctly, you really enjoyed shooting this gun.
I did shoot this one. So growing up as a kid, I shot your basic Red Ryder BB gun, and then, when I moved up 7, 8, 9 years old, I moved up to a little more expensive, still very cheap pellet gun, just a pump action. But then shooting this sucker, it is pretty dang fun to shoot.
Yeah, this one, I have to say, I like a lot of the air guns that we have, but this is probably my favorite, and you're gonna see why in just a little bit. But we're gonna talk about this gun starting from the butt pad on to the barrel. So you see here we've got a thick rubber butt pad, and that helps reduce the recoil that comes into your shoulder, because as with any Springer air gun, the gun jumps into your shoulder and then it jumps out of your shoulder just because the weird mechanics of the spring itself. So having a nice thick butt pad is really nice. I've shot some Springer air guns and I'm like, man, that feels like I'm shooting a 308 firearm.
All right. Now on this one, for the price, the $180 that this one is, the quality is really good on the stock, on the butt pad, the barrel.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is really good on this rifle.
Yeah. Brad, tell me your thoughts on the trigger and on the safety.
So on this one, the trigger is very smooth, and as far as the safety goes, it's kind of in a weird position for me from shooting firearms, rifles, but it's in a convenient position. You click it forward, and your finger's right back on the trigger, ready to go. So as far as usability, it's very convenient.
Yeah, this Gamo does most of their triggers, I found, this way, and I actually like it. My favorite trigger style is just the simple button that you'd find on a Red Ryder or something like that. But as far as other innovative trigger designs go, this is really nice, and I have to say I like it. Moving on up, we have right here the standard dovetail rail, but this particular rail Gamo has engineered to try to reduce the recoil as much as possible, because Springers are hard on scopes. In fact, if you take a normal rifle scope and slap it on one of these bad boys, break barrel Springer, you'd shake the parts of your scope apart, which is really bad. That's not good at all. And so most airgun scopes have to be rated for this, but that's still really hard on them. And so what Gamo has done is they've worked to make the rail take as much of the abuse as they can. And this scope did come with the gun. This is a really nice scope. I like it.
Yeah, it's nothing super fancy by any means, but you've got your optical zoom and your focus. You can focus it fairly easy. It works pretty smooth, and it gets the job done. It's not like you're going to be shooting this sucker over 100 yards. It definitely gets the job done.
Yeah, you only need to worry about like 25 yards, and I believe Brad has shot a quarter-size group with this at 50 yards. So
Yep. So it is pretty darn accurate, and I'd feel very confident taking this out and going small game hunting, just setting up. And what's really nice too is the magazine. You can drop it in, and I'm actually not sure what this one holds. Does it?
This magazine holds 10 rounds.
Yeah. Okay. So this magazine does hold 10 rounds as well, and it's very convenient and simple. Just the ease of use on this rifle is very good.
Outclasses most other break barrel Springers. In fact, the last time someone was able to do something like this, where they stick a magazine on an air gun, was decades ago. and so the fact that Gamo has an air gun where you can fit a 10-round magazine in a break barrel Springer. There's nothing in it, so don't freak out. It's a miracle, and this isn't the only Gamo gun that has a magazine, but you won't be able to find something like this in almost any other brand.
Right. And what I really, really like about these Gamos and this particular one here is the cocking mechanism on this is really easy and smooth. Some of those others, if you're a young kid that is, I don't know, maybe even 10 years old, those others, they are going to struggle to get it loaded and to get it cocked. But this one, I don't feel is that way. It's quite a bit more smooth and much more easy to use.
Yeah, definitely. This thing, I don't know if I can put it better than you did, Dad. It's easy to use. It's light, and it works well.
Yep.
Now there is something that you need to be aware of. This isn't a bad thing. It's just something you need to be aware of. The way that the magazine works is as you cock the gun, it opens the magazine up, and so it drops a pellet into the breech. So you have to make sure that when you're cocking the gun, the barrel stays pointed at the ground. Otherwise, your pellet is going to fall into not the breech.
Yep.
Which I've had that happen before, and I'm like, what the heck happened?
Yep. And then as far as everything else on this air rifle, you got your muzzle brake up here, which I don't know if it is necessary for an air gun, but again, for the smoothness and the way this rifle shoots, it may help quite a bit.
Yeah. This is actually one of the quietest Springers that we have. It's only about 100 decibels, which most of the other break barrel Springers that we have are at least 110 decibels. So this is definitely one of the more quiet options that you
Which is pretty surprising, especially because you do have the muzzle brake on the front, because usually your muzzle brake is going to amplify that sound more, but this thing is so smooth to shoot.
I can keep going on and on about this gun, but I'll wrap it up with this last thing. Holding this gun in a standing position is actually really, really nice because all of the weight is pushed towards the back.
Yep.
So it won't wear your arm out to hold it in a position for X, Y, or Z length of time. Now that may amplify the recoil a little bit, but overall, I like this gun. I enjoy this gun, and for the $180 that you'll spend on the gun, I think it's worth it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, for that price point, I feel you're just getting non-essential added things with rifles that are at a higher price point. I mean, this rifle is, the ease of use is there, the accuracy is there, the weight of the trigger and the weight of the rifle itself is well worth the $180.
I have to agree. Thank you, everyone, for coming to Airgun Ace. Have a great day.